Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Soul Cafe Podcast. This is your host, Jonathan Blake Vasquez.
And Mariana Manrique.
Well, we got a deep topic that we're going to speak about. Something that we can all relate to because, regardless of what background you come from, there's always some type of religious background you kind of brought up on.
Yeah.
For me, it was Catholic, of course. But honestly, we're gonna talk about believing in God. So I know this is something that we kind of me and Mariana were talking about together,
Yeah.
and we wanted to bring it to you guys and kind of share our opinions with you.
Yeah, we want to share also we're not like in use one side of the coin, that we're not trying to choke just for one religion or something like that.
Right.
Not at all. So it's just our opinions, and we're just gonna like bring this topic on the table and yeah, just talk about it and how we decide to believe or not believe and how was our approach to this God thing. No, we don't know if it's a person, a thing.
And yeah, let's
Yeah.
just get right into it. I mean, you're already touching on it. What what is God? I guess from your opinion, what is God?
For me, I think personally, I think it's like an energy, like something is outside of our control. Maybe even our minds, like we can not really like see it. Like the air, something
Right.
over there. We really cannot like touch it or something. So I think for me, it's like something like that. I like to call it energy because I think it's everywhere, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and I like to see it like it's there, even if I don't understand it or I don't feel in it. What about you?
Yeah, I can relate with it. I think God is is something that we are in a sense. I think it's everything.
That's
Like,
that's beautiful.
yeah, I think that is. I think it's everything. It's everything that literally that we see and look and appreciate and maybe not appreciate. Maybe life it is
Yeah.
like life itself. I think is God. You
But
know.
let me ask you something.
Okay.
When you start to like hearing things about God, like,
I don't
and
remember.
what do you think the first time somebody talked about God to you when you
Yeah.
was like younger?
Um, for me, of course, God got introduced as a Mexican American. I adopted with them. Mexicanos are all about this Catholicism,
Sí.
and I was introduced really early. I didn't even remember exactly when. I just know I was a little kid, and we would have to go to church on Saturdays, I believe. Yeah,
Oh,
on
you went to
Saturdays.
church. Let's
Yeah, I
go.
went to church on Saturdays specifically with my grandma. On my dad's side, she would take us to church, and she would go there religiously
Yeah.
on
To hear
Saturday.
the
The
priest.
yeah, and I'm bored. I'm like in church. This
Yeah.
is my memories. Um, but I felt back then, I think I knew it was important. God was important. God was like everything. But I never could really understand like exactly what it was that made God so important because they always refer God as a
Oh,
him.
yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
Even
other thing.
I didn't understand why he was so important or
Yeah.
and I didn't know exactly. I didn't feel the same way that the people around me was feeling like about God as in
Yeah,
like
you
my
were more
elders.
confused, maybe, no? And they were
Yes.
more like into it, right? Yeah.
Exactly. And so, and I think that's in church. I think when you're introduced as a kid, you probably I don't know. I guess other kids can relate to me, in a way,
Yeah.
on that. And yeah, I was like, for me, it was like boring. I was falling asleep in
Did you get
church.
baptized when you were
No,
like?
no, don't tell nobody though.
Oh,
I was
because
supposed
I
to.
think that's the first
Yeah,
approach for a lot of people
yeah,
is get baptized, no? When they're like
yeah.
so like a babies and they just get baptized and have all these like
Are you
ritual,
baptized?
right? No.
Ooh. So
No, I'm not.
what does that mean to?
So
Like
supposedly you
exactly.
came into this world with this like original sin, right? When Adam and Eva,
Yeah, Adam and Eve
Eve.
or
I
Eva.
didn't know, but
I
en
like Eva.
español es Adán y Eva, so I figured.
Yeah.
So when they decide to get out of the paradise, they decide to like eat the apple, and they commit that sin to like um, no follow the rules
Right,
of the
right.
of God.
Yeah, I know that
And
story. Yeah.
yeah, I think everybody knows the story, but I just want to
Go
like
ahead, go
put it
ahead.
there. And supposedly we came with that scene already. So when you get baptized, they clean. That's what
Ah,
I
okay.
understand. I don't know. I can be wrong, but that's what I'm understand. They clean that original sin of you and make you like a free
Ah,
soul for start again and commit your own sins.
right. Yeah, cause yeah,
Yeah.
for me, you had to like follow a lot of rules and principles. So it
Same.
was, I already knew like, even back then, like I don't know if I can do it. And my parents weren't like a religious people. That we didn't go to church or anything like
So
that.
it
So
was just with your grandma.
with my grandma and my
Okay.
dad on my dad's side, so that was who was really. And my mom's side too. She was like, she only was like, she believed in like comes from like a Catholic family, so it was like the belief was strong, but she
Oh.
wasn't like going to church. She wasn't like just going
Uh
as a
huh.
religiously
Yeah.
practice.
She
Yeah,
just knew. Just
yeah,
doing her things. That's
yeah, yeah,
cool.
yeah. Every time like I think about me praying, I feel like I'm praying like somewhere like
Yeah.
above me.
You know
You know?
the
Yeah.
Hercules, the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I know
it's
you're talking about like the cartoon. Is that what you?
Aha, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And it's Zeus, I call it Zeus.
yeah.
Call it Zeus. The Greek god.
Mm-hmm.
And he has like on the palace in the
So you're
I was
talking
thinking like
about
that.
it's in the, but is Hercules like the children's movie also based off of
See.
that? Okay.
Well, no, it's based on the Greek
Greek,
myths.
yeah, I
No,
know
yeah.
Hercules is like
Yeah,
a
but
yeah.
but his father was living in the clouds, right? And
Yeah.
he has
Oh
like a
yeah,
big.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I,
You're
I,
right.
I
You're
felt
right.
like that.
You're
I
right.
felt like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
thinking like they were living in the clouds, like this. They having a big palace, like a
Yeah.
big chair. I don't know. That was my first, and I think always in the movies and in the books and everywhere you can see this old wise man with his big beard. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think that's for me that was my first image of God, no, like
Yeah.
somebody old, like an old man, right?
Yeah.
And but later is when you growing up, you're like, is that possible that you see the clouds and it's like, it's really possible somebody lives there? Like you start like also knowing about science, going to the school, like it's always the people around you saying like, oh no, God doesn't exist, the science is everything. So you start like questioning everything, right?
Right. Right.
But I think for me, it was nice to feel like it was people above, like living their lives in the clouds.
Yeah, I could imagine. It's like for growing up here in Mexico, it's probably a lot more people I feel are like religious here.
See, I
Then
was
it's like bigger. In my perspective, I don't know. I may be wrong. Let
I,
me.
I think it is.
Yeah.
It is really big, like the
Yeah.
religious, especially the Catholic.
Yeah.
Catholic. And I remember, I think I was the only child on my whole like neighborhood to really don't never go to the church Saturdays, or they had this Catholic school. I think Sundays or Mondays, something like that. I think Sundays. And they were going and they were teaching them the Bible and everything. And I remember all my friends. They're all going and coming back together, and they were talking about it. And I feel a little like,
Left out.
yeah, I'm part of them. But they're never like mean to me or anything. I think they're fathers, and they were like, oh, she's not going to the church,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I learned a lot from them, and later on I like understood a little bit of the rituals, and I remember especially in Christmas, they're doing this thing for we call in Mexico the posadas, when you I remember my friends, they were like dressing like the Virgin Maria, a Jose, and the Jesus, the baby
Mm-hmm.
baby
Baby
Jesus.
Jesus.
and they were like walking around like this and singing songs, and we go into the house and they give you tamales and they give you candies
Hey,
and
I'll be fucking religious. Like
oh
if
my
I'm if
god,
I'm getting tamales,
I
if I'm
was.
and if I'm
I remember all the
going to
songs.
all the posadas.
Sí.
No, I'll practice some religious like those principles
And I remember
at
like
the
a couple
parties.
of people, the couple of people were looking at me like she's not religious. What she's doing here, right? But I was like a child, and I
Yeah.
remember most of them they were being nice with me. If I was going because I was doing the whole thing, you know, I
Yeah.
was going, I was helping, I was singing. So they at the final they give me like some food and everything, and I remember that, and I like it.
Yeah.
I like it, and that was my first like approach to the religion really.
Mm-hmm.
And later on, I have a friend. She was Christian,
Christian, yeah.
Christian, and
That's pretty big in the Estados
yeah,
Unidos.
really.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
Here is like the second, you know, like the big one is the
I think
Catholic.
Catholic is the biggest in where I'm from, Texas, in Dallas, Texas, and then Christians right there.
And I remember they have more like rules to follow. Like you can't do this, you can't dress like that, like all this. Thank you. All this little stuff. And I started learning. And I remember I was one of my friends. She invited me to like a weekend,
Yeah.
like on her Christian thing. And I remember we get there and they put you to make activities about God and you like do things with your hands and help them and cleaning and cooking and all this stuff.
Yeah,
It was like a camp, but a Christian camp. Now I like it.
that's
I
cool.
like it, but I felt like they were a little like crazies.
Yeah, I don't know.
For me, because I was like, what is this, you know? And they were talking all the time about the religious stuff. I was like, it was overwhelming for me as a person who never grew up in that ambient.
But you always believed in God.
No,
No.
I was like, I remember my mom always tried to tell me like I gotta believe in something. But when I grow up, I think I put science like everything, you know, like. So for me, it was like nothing exists. I was calling myself like atheist.
Yeah, atheist.
Atheist, yeah. And I was like, no, that doesn't, because no evidence doesn't exist. That was me
Yeah.
when I was younger.
Okay.
What about you?
I had like one time I like questioned it when I was younger, but then somebody got on to me. I think my dad got on to me about it, and then I think that's it. Put fear in me, and I was like, okay, never could do that again.
Wow.
Yeah, it put fear in me. So after that, I was like, okay, I don't want to be judged for that type of thoughts, and I put like that made me like get back on track.
Wow. I never
Yeah.
thought about it.
Yeah. So what do you think about God now? You said you didn't believe in it.
Yeah, no, I
Think about
didn't.
that, yeah.
And I tried to like go different like religious and everything. Like I tried
Oh,
to
you
like
tried different religions.
see. I tried to like get into like a
I'm
little bit,
kind
you
of
know?
like right now I'm interested in like reading more about different religions because it's cool. It's like it's all I feel like it's all connected at the end of the day. But I'm like
Yeah.
it's like the cheeseman behind
See,
like
see, that was what I
like
was about
each-
to say. Like
like
the
each
gossip,
gods.
like
Yeah.
like knowing and Greek mythology. I really like that. I really like that. And when I started reading books when I was younger, I read one book named the Da Vinci Code, and I remember I was like,
Yeah, Da Vinci
wow,
Code.
like because it talks about the how is it Vatican. The Vatican and
Vatican.
talks about the books and the old life of Jesus and all this stuff, and I was like, wow, like you know, like chisme. I was
Yeah,
like the gossip of the Jesus life.
Yeah.
And I remember I like that. But later on, I think was till I was really like 20 something when I started to like understanding like or thinking maybe it's like it's good to for me believe in it. Because also I remember when I was younger and I was
Yeah.
in the like middle school and you're about to like make a test and you don't know a shit and you're like, God, please help me. You know what I mean? Like everybody like say like,
I was about to
please.
say that
Yeah.
I would pray too.
Yeah.
I would pray off not super often, but I would pray like throughout growing up,
Yeah.
and it felt like it was always when I was like in desperate times.
Me too.
Whatever it was, like if I needed to pass the test, if I needed to
Yeah.
get this, get that, I don't know. I just always, and something about that is like
Feel
freeing.
good. You
Yeah,
feel good. Yeah.
it's like a
And
freedom.
I remember I always feel like hurt. Like I remember every time I pray with all my heart, like
Yeah,
I feel like every time I get what I was like looking for. You know, if I'm looking for passing a test, I remember I passed the test. Like things like that, like things goes well. And after a while I start feeling guilty because I was like, how I cannot believe this and pray with all my heart when I need it. Right? So later on I was like I think I wanna like get open to believe. Like not maybe not exactly in the same rules as the religions, but I'm gonna be open to something is there and is listening to me, or like I'm connected to it, you know, as you're saying, like it's everywhere or in me, or you know. But you were asking me what is God. I think now God is like in everything,
yeah,
right?
for
Like
sure.
he's like everywhere
It's
and
everywhere.
everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We are a piece of God.
Yeah, I
In
really
a
feel
sense.
that because our bodies is made it for all these little pieces of everything, right? The universe and everything. So if it's God somewhere, gotta be here with us.
Uh-oh.
On my ring.
That was God right there.
In my earring.
You know, these days I was like I've been seeing like on like I'm on social media or on different platforms, people are questioning if if God is still important to us. You know, and like you know if God is you know something that people really believe in these days, you know, because we have a lot of we're in the information age, you know,
We are.
and so we're questioning a lot of shit and we're reading a lot of stuff and believing a lot of stuff. Maybe might feel good to us or might feel like you know this is right. So depending on the information they're reading, you know, is depending on what they start to believe in. And
Same.
another conversation that I saw that popped up is like, are like people nowadays are not essentially believing in heaven. There's a heaven,
That's
and
different.
and
I
and
think believing in God is one thing, believing in hell and heaven is other.
that's true. But it's part of it to me.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's like
It
to me,
is.
it's one and the same. It's like you got your burger and your fries. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I don't know if I believe in heaven. But not that way, the way they say in lies. I think
I think heaven is right now. Like you create
could
your heaven
be
right
or
now,
your hell.
or your hell.
That's what
For
people
me,
say. That's what people say.
and I, man, I'm gonna tell you a story. When I was with Baba Zach. Baba Zach was my yoga instructor slash mentor slash sensei, whatever you want to call him. People in New Orleans, y'all know who I'm talking about. Uh, and he said one time I was going to one of his events and he was saying like, you know, we don't know what's gonna happen the next life. Like there's no proof, there's no nothing,
Yeah.
there's not like we really don't know.
Yeah.
So make now, like you gotta
Yeah.
do now, like do that, like make it worth it now. Like while you know, like you know what's going on, you know,
Yeah.
and make it worth it now, make your heaven right now. So
I like that.
and that motivated the shit out of me when he said that. It was like a fucking football locker room speech or something. But
I
yeah.
like that. But I really believe it's another like how can I call it, like levels of conscious when they really can like when later on when I like already opened the door to like okay maybe God exists in other terms I really can't understand right now. I
Yeah.
open also the door to the Buddhism and I'm start reading about it. And in Buddhism they say like the mind is so powerful. Well, no, it's like I'm just gonna say it like
Paraphrase.
yeah, and like just little part. It's not what all the Buddhism is different. Buddhism they say the different stuff. But what I get of the books I was reading, it was like when you died, you can go to this part like your physical body disappears, right? So your conscious is like, it was like, I can call it like it was locked there, and it's like free now, and you can go to parts of your conscious. They're like, they can make you live your heaven or your hell, no? And I was reading, for example, the Buddha's past lives, and a lot of them they're like in the hell, like in literally in a place where it's like everybody's screaming, and like, and I think really if you're in your mind, you make that, like you go all deep in that thought, like bad energy, you like hold that energy in your mind, and that mind goes crazy, like when you get like when you died, you that energy gets there, and you get like stuck in that energy. I really feel that you can make, like when you're dreaming, when we're not dreaming, that dreams for me are like, wow, like why we're dreaming, no? And it feels real when you're
Nah,
dreaming, it feels
definitely.
real. And imagine you like died and you like get stuck in a dream, and it's like a dream, but you feel it, and can be, I think sometimes can be a good one, and sometimes it can be
Yeah,
a
bad
bad
one.
one. And I think depends about how you like decide to understand and move your energy right now in this life. So for me also it's important to, yeah, it's the present, like make your present good, like in like a heaven. But also for me it's important make your mind clean, like because you don't know what is going to happen. So better you like take your precautions and try to always like make your mind clean and good with good thoughts and all this stuff. Because if you were like, you have all jealousy thoughts for being stuck there, maybe you're gonna be in a jealousy jail, that type of thing. No,
Damn.
I've read a lot of crazy like type of hells in the Buddhism. So I believe that.
No, it
I
sounds
believe
sounds
we do
legit.
it. No,
Sounds legit.
yeah.
No, I believe that too. Now that sounds legit. Honestly, I would have. I can't put nothing past, cause like you said, we can't comprehend what's gonna happen. Our minds, even if it tries, or we read as much as we can read about it, I feel like I think it's
At least I think one life is not gonna be enough.
that's true.
No, that's why I believe like it's not the first time we're here.
No, I believe that too. I believe that too. I believe in even like we were maybe like animals at one point, maybe
Yeah,
this
or
and that.
living on other planets. Also,
That too. We were like,
sí,
what about? Do you believe that we were like in the stars somewhere? We,
sí.
I'm starting to believe that too. I keep hearing whispers about that. I'm like, I can't put it past anything.
Right
Honestly,
now in my life,
we're
I'm not
crazy.
closed of anything because
Yeah,
there's so many things. They're just like yeah, it sounds weird and everything, but there's so many things we really cannot comprehend with our bodies. I think we're like, it's imagine. I just sometimes imagine this, like you seen these photos of the animals, a picture of the animals, and they put like a better camera, a different camera, and you can see the colors of and it's colors we can't see,
that's true. That's
but
true.
other animals can see it.
No, that's
So for
facts.
us, it's like, I don't know, a black bird, but for other animal, depends of their eyes, they can see like different colors and brightness and things like that. For example, no, I'm just saying, our body or like physical body is limited
The
for a lot
fact
of
like
stuff. So
some animals just talk off of vibration
yeah,
of the fucking sound
plants,
waves
the
and
plants.
yeah, the plants, like they're so intelligent. We can't even comprehend how intelligent they are.
So I think it's a lot of stuff I really cannot understand. So I think when I growing more and more and I open to everything, like maybe I don't know that much, or I don't like really going into it, but I'm like, yeah, why not? Why not? Like, why not like living in different dimensions, a level consciousness, or planets, or yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. What do you think the people that don't believe, like, what do you think, how you think they go about it?
I think it's cool. Everybody had the freedom to not believing, but
Because
I
there's
think
people that are like science based.
I think I have to find I feel like um makes me feel like a loneliness when I feel like not believing. I feel like um Yeah, I feel when I was not believing, I was more in my darkest area, like in my like depression and everything, because you don't feel support. I feel believing makes you feel like better. Believing makes you feel support, and I don't think like it's like that is harmful. Like you cannot like it's not taking away anything if you believe in. I think you're getting something, no, and not believing. I think sometimes can feel for me personally can feel like you getting out something like you're like a part.
Mm.
So I think it's okay if you wanna believe or not believe, but I feel like you have more like you gain more believing
You know, for
because you
sure.
feel for me it's like it's about feeling, it's about you feel better. Are you
Yeah.
saying like yeah I believe, like for me it's easier. I think you get in defensive mood when you're like no I don't believe. I don't
Yeah.
know, it's my experience also.
Yeah. I think to each his own, of course. Like whatever you feel. Um, but yeah, for me, I feel like it always goes back to believing. And from like I watched different type of people that didn't believe it, and they did some plant medicine. They started believing.
See,
So
they
I've
had the
seen
glow
those.
up, huh?
Yeah, it's like damn, they saw.
Most of them.
And 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 I think something's going on. Like God, whatever it is,
Yeah, I started believing
like
after my plant medicine
what some
experience.
bigger than us is going on, and
Yeah.
something that we can explain. Because man, what like look at this? Like we're on a fucking floating ass
It's
planet right
beautiful.
now.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
like
beautiful
yeah,
and crazy how we're floating and moving. We don't feel anything, but we're moving over
I'm
there.
surfing.
We don't know where it's going. I don't know what is going to happen. But yeah, I feel it's a cool like discussion.
Yeah,
Not for Christmas parties, not for
nah, like
reunions with your family.
that's why we're talking right here on Soul Cafe podcast. We're
Yeah,
having coffee
yeah.
and cheese mint. Well, really water right
Eh,
now, but
shh,
cheese
nobody
mint. I'm sorry,
knows.
I must cut that out.
And also, we want to ask you, what do you think about believing in God? Like, what is God for you?
Yeah,
Where is it? How you feel it? No,
where
if
does it
it's
live?
yeah, how you know He's there?
Do you believe? Not believe? Do
Yeah,
you talk to God? Do you pray to God?
I like talking to
do you
God.
have conversations? Do you
Do you have experience like
you have
nobody believe
experience?
you, but you know that's real? That's
Yeah,
other stuff.
yeah. Have you seen God like face to face? Like some people have
Some
experiences
people
like
say
that.
that.
Yeah. So I believe it. Shit. Fuck.
Yeah,
Like I seen God. Like hey,
I
whatever it
trust them.
is, you can share with us, and we'll do our best not to judge you guys, and we might make a little laugh. No, I'm just playing, but we're gonna do our best to like be open and yeah. Just we love the feedback. We love comments, likes,
Yeah.
subscriptions.
And
All
let
those
us know
things.
if you wanna like you can bring topics also.
Yeah, let
Or
us know what
next.
topics we should dive into
Yeah.
next. You know what I mean? Thank you guys for joining us on another episode of Soul Cafe Podcast, and we'll see you next time. Peace and
See.
love.